Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am the Channeling Goddess. Today we will be doing a pick a card reading all about what you need to be looking out for and what to expect during this lunar eclipse, which is happening, I believe, March 24th through the 25th. So this will be some energies that may already be around you, maybe some energies that will be taking place specifically during the lunar eclipse. So I just wanted to pull some cards, get some messages for those of us who are looking for guidance, who are looking for maybe trying to see if some of our manifestations are coming to fruition. So this is what this reading is about. So before we get started, make sure that you take 3 mindful deep breaths. It just helps you get in sync with the reading, and also helps you pick up how this best suited for you. So we always ask that you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 3, and then exhale for 5 to 6 seconds, right? It just calms down the body, calms down the mind, and just helps you get in sync with the reading, okay? So we will go ahead and get started. Now, I do want to always give a warning for those who do listen to the beginning of the video. Sometimes you will hear me pause, you may hear me hum, you may even hear me shuffling cards in the background. It's just my way of staying tapped into the collective energy so that I can get the best messages and the clearest messages for those who are tuning in to this reading, okay? So let's get started. So pile number 1, your card is soul retrieval. So it says deep soul healing with the goddess. Okay, so some of you may be tapping into goddess energy. Maybe you've been reached out to by a goddess. I know this particular deck is the goddess Isis, and I have gotten into a place where I'm more open to the messages that I receive from her. So some of you may be dealing with that as well. And then give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. For pile number 2, we have Knot of Isis. So it says energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. So this always talk about being protected and having this energy around you. So I'm going to move this one away and we'll get started with pile number 1, okay? Hey, pile number 1. So your card, you chose the soul retrieval card. So I am going to tap in and get some channeled messages before we get into the oracle card reading. I would like to say that, make sure that you take those 3 mindful deep breaths. It really does help you get more in sync with the reading. And you may see something that I necessarily as a reader have not seen, because we all have intuitive ability, so you can do the same thing that I'm doing. So just make sure that you take some time to tap in, because you may hear something that I've necessarily, I might have missed out on, okay? So let's get into this. Let's get you some channeled messages, okay? So make sure that, be patient with me. You may hear some pauses. You may hear me humming. You may even hear me pick up a deck of cards and start shuffling. It's just my way of getting tapped into the reading, okay? And tapped into the energies around me and your ancestors as well. So just bear with me, okay? Okay, for pile number 1, something about this soul retrieval feels like you're calling back your power. It feels like you're asking, for some of you, you're asking to have this power back, right? You realize that it is no longer something that you have in your possession, or you have the illusion that it's not in your possession any longer. But some of you are demanding this power come back to you. It's not a situation of, I'm going to ask politely. Some of you have this mindset of, I am taking what is owed to me. And for some reason, those of you who have that mindset, your ancestors are cheering you on. They have your back. They are saying that you are fully protected. For some of you, for others of you who feel like you're asking for it because you don't want it to overwhelm you, I think that that's okay, right? Your spirit guides understand that you have to move at a pace that's more comfortable for you. So if asking and waiting for it to be returned to you is what's most comfortable for you, then your spirit guides and your angels are saying do that, right? We are not going to judge you or going to leave you behind because you're choosing to go down a different path. The end result of this whole thing is that you are going to get in a way your soul back. I just heard that you're going to get your soul back. but it feels like you're truly reclaiming your power. This lunar eclipse is going to allow you to reclaim things that you've given away, whether this is time, whether this is money, whether this is friendship, whether this has been lending a listening ear. Okay. The lunar eclipse is really bringing about this change within your life where you are really going to be calling back this power. And for some of you, if not all of you, this power is needed in order for you to move on to your next step. So some of you have felt stagnant. You felt like you couldn't move. You felt like you've been like on a hamster wheel, right? Just running in circles. And it's because the power that you gave away is now finally coming back to you. And you have to be open to receiving what's coming back to you, right? You have to be open to the things that you have given away, some of you willingly, but some of you unwillingly, right? Consciously, you didn't realize, unconsciously, you knew you were giving away, but consciously, you didn't realize that you were giving away this power. So Spirit is allowing you, giving you the chance during this lunar eclipse to bring this power back to you. Also, some of you, the full solar eclipse that's happening on April 8th is going to be very significant for you. So I would say if you have the opportunity, try and meditate through that during that time. Try and make sure that you're outside when you're meditating. I am not an expert on lunar eclipse, but I'm just telling you that's not lunar but solar eclipse, but that's what I'm telling you that I'm getting. Okay, see if we can get you any other messages. Okay. Okay, for some of you in here, you may have connections to Egypt. You may also start having dreams specifically about you being in Egypt. I just saw Basset, I think it is, the goddess who has like the cat head. So some of you may be tapping into that energy. Maybe you've been reaching out to that goddess, or maybe this goddess has been reaching out to you and you're wondering if this is confirmation that you should reach out. This is your confirmation, okay? Some of you are walking into this new era and there's complete darkness there. So I'm being shown a pyramid where you're walking in and there's complete darkness. And you're almost going to have to navigate this without your natural eye. You're only going to be able to navigate this with your spiritual eye. And I feel like for a lot of you in this pile, your spiritual abilities are going to be heightened. You may also have been recently having headaches, and that's just a sign of downloads. There are some downloads that's happening and some downloads that are coming to you. If for some of you, pay close attention to your dreams. There are a lot of messages in your dreams. They may be jumbled right now. I know for me specifically, my dreams are always very clear. But for some reason, in the last probably 3 or 4 days, they've been very jumbled. And I can't quite make sense of what's happening. So maybe, someone else in this pile is experiencing that. And Spirit is saying that these are just downloads, right? You have to pay attention to not just what you see, but how you feel. Pay close attention to how you feel. Something about the feeling that you get in those dreams is very significant, okay? Okay, I have no idea what this means, but I'm just going to say it. Maybe somebody else will know what it means. Ad it oa sabutwe. I do not know what that means. I just heard it in my head. Okay, pile number 1. That is all of the channeled messages that I have for you. Let's get you some oracle card messages and maybe even some tarot. We'll see. Okay, let's get you some messages, okay? Spirit, can you give me 3 cards for pile number 1, please? Just 3 cards. What they expect during a lunar eclipse. Maybe some changes that are happening that they need to be aware of. Can I get 3 cards for pile number 1, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have woman holding heart. That one almost flew out at me. Okay, we have 2 cards coming in. Oh, wow. Victory. door to value. Wow. Okay. Bottom deck energy, carrying connections. Okay. All right, pile number one. Let's talk about it. So your first card is woman holding a heart. So some of you may have been in a place where you felt like your heart has been broken and now you're feeling like you have to hold your own heart. Spirit is saying there's someone coming in for you, and I think it's telling that carrying connections is down here at the bottom. Maybe during this lunar eclipse, one or two things can happen, or it could be a combination of both. Okay, maybe you're going to learn to truly fall in love with yourself. Okay, or it could be or it could be that there is a caring connection that's going to come into your path during this time. For those of you that this does not resonate with, to me it just feels like you're really going to fall more in love with yourself. You're going to be able to see yourself almost in a weird way, like the way spirit sees you, and you're going to be in a place of true victory, right? You're going to be able to see yourself beyond just the like what you see in the mirror. It's almost like you're going to get a glimpse into your soul. I don't know how this is going to happen, but it's almost like you're going to get a glimpse into who you are beyond the flesh, who you are beyond your wants and needs and hopes. You're really going to be able to tap into who you are as an individual underneath everything else. Okay. So your second card was victory. I think it just plays into what we talked about with a woman holding a heart, like really tap into your energy. Some of you have been praying or manifesting a partner that is coming in for you. This victory card to me, as since it's right here, right on top of the caring connection, some of you really have been manifesting a connection, and spirit is saying it is coming in for you. Like this is already in your, almost in like your aura, so to speak. So victory is imminent. Like this is going to happen to you. There's nothing that can stop this person from coming into your orbit. I would just say be more cautious, in a sense of be more open to like what is coming to you. Be more open to the things that spirit is giving you specifically in this connection, because this connection specifically is going to be profound for some of you in here. Some of you in here, you've been dreaming about this person. Some of you in here, you've known that this person is coming, and this is just your confirmation. So congratulations. I am happy for you. I am seeing the mirror card in my mind's eye, so this person is probably going to mirror your energy, so just be careful with that. Okay, then we have door to value. Now some of you are actually going to be coming into quite a bit of money. You are going to be in a space where things that have eluded you, specifically in a financial space, will not anymore, right? This soul retrieval is almost like it's going to put you into a space where you're going to be able to tap into your purpose, like one of your main purpose, because I personally believe, you know, we as a collective have more than one purpose. So you're going to be able to tap into your purpose, and a lot of that is going to open doors to more financial blessings, to more financial stability for you. So congratulations on that. I think it's telling that also, if you notice the victory card, her face is turned towards this door to value. So for some of you in here, it really is going to be this is all about your finances. This is all about what's coming in for you financially, more so than love-wise, okay? And for some of you, it is a mixture of both, okay? Now, your bottom deck energy was carrying connections. Now, I just want to say this. For some of you, you may have always wanted to be in a relationship, but in a different sort of relationship. So TMI or trigger warning. Maybe you've wanted to be in a relationship where this person is obsessed with you, but healthy obsession, if I can say that. And spirit is saying that we're giving you the opportunity to be in this space. So I want you to notice how in this card, she's looking at the flowers, but he has his arms around her. It's almost like no matter what she does, like she's looking at the flowers, but he's almost like he's her protector. He's looking out for her. So for some of you in here, this person is going to be very obsessed with who you are as an individual. And I just saw 1444, so that may be confirmation for someone in here. Maybe you've been seeing 44. Wow, I didn't even realize that 444 is here in this card right here. And then 14 is here right here. So 444 may be significant for some of you in this pile. Pay attention to that, because it may be a time when you're meeting the person that you're meant to be with. Okay, so let's get you some more clarifier cards. See what we got. Spirit, any more messages for pile number 1? Okay, that flew out. Ooh, 31, bad health. Okay, let's see what else we get. Can we get one more card, please, Spirit, and bottom deck energy? Thank you. First card. Okay. Get one more card, please, Spirit. Now, I don't want you all to freak out with the bad health. For me, it feels like you've been in a place of bad health, and not physically, right? This feels more spiritual to me. And by calling back in your power, you're moving into a space where you are getting out of that. Okay, yep. Confirmation. You're getting out of that bad health space and you're stepping into your own power. Mature woman, right? And your bottom deck energy, distant horizons. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so listen, pile number 1. You have been in a state where you have given so much of your power away that you haven't fully been yourself. You've been in a state of bad health spiritually. Like, this doesn't feel physical to me. This feels like spiritually you have been in a state of bad health. But that is changing for you. This lunar eclipse is bringing this bad health to an end. Now, for some of you, if this resonates more with your physical health, then I would say things are turning around for you. I am not a medical professional, so make sure that you reach out to those who you need to reach out to. Make sure you get medical help. But I will say that for me, this feels more spiritual than anything. Like, your spiritual health has not been the best, and you've been in a situation where you have leaned on other people and you've given so much of your power away that it's almost sickening to you. So you may have heard someone say to you, oh, you have energy vampires around you. It's very true, right? They've been draining your energy so much so that your spiritual body is laying in this bed like this man, okay? But what's coming for you, and I want you to notice how this mature woman is on the other side of this. And also, look at those flowers behind her, right? Doesn't it not remind you of these flowers here? I'm going to pick this card so you can see. Have a look at these. Now have a look at the flowers in the back. For some reason, I really feel like you're stepping into this power of a mature woman, and it's because you are claiming back your power. It is because you are reaching into distant horizons and you're claiming back what belongs to you, what you have given away, and it's going to bring you into full abundant health. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Also, I will say, I think this came out for me on TikTok as well. That you may be coming into some money where you feel more mature and more stable. And I think it's funny that this card is right next to door to value. Okay, so your bottom deck energy overall was distant horizon. So this person may be at a distance, that not these persons, because I feel like it's more than one individual that you're calling your power back from, but it also could mean that you're going into a place of distant horizons where you're in a different space, a different timeline. And it really resonates to me with soul retrieval, because a lot of times, for me personally, when you're dealing with soul retrieval, it's almost like you step into a completely new timeline. You almost step into something different. So this, to me, it's almost like you're going off into the unknown. Not really sure what's going to happen, but it is going to pay off for you. Okay, pile number 1. So this is all the messages that I have for you. I really hope that this resonated with you. I do want to pull you one other card from the Witchcraft Oracle deck. So let's see what we get for you. Just one final message. Maybe something that you need to hear. Maybe a message the Spirit has for you from this deck. Let's see what we get. Just one card, please, Spirit. Oh, that flew out. Oh, wow. Time capsule. I have the confidence to be myself. Okay, so for some of you in this pile, this lunar eclipse is really going to open you up to who you are. Your true self is going to bring you out of this bad health. You may have to go on distant horizons to do this, so it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're going to have to physically travel, but maybe, maybe something like astral projection, or maybe you are traveling within your mind and moving into spaces that are more conducive to what you actually need to be in, right? So have the confidence to be yourself. Have the confidence to know that Spirit is guiding you. Have the confidence to know that this lunar eclipse is it's almost like, I think a couple of readers said this before, but during right during COVID, there was a lot of people who kind of suffered, but there were people who thrived during this time. And maybe during this lunar eclipse, there may be some friends around you who are not going to make it, but you're going to thrive during this time. So Spirit is saying, have the confidence to believe in yourself. Have the confidence to be who you are, because being who you are is what's going to get you to this soul retrieval. It's what's going to get you to this happy place where you're more open to who you are. You can step into this power that's being called back to you, because a lot of times, sometimes it can be hard to step into power when you are afraid of what this power can do. And Spirit is saying, be yourself, truly be who you are on the inside, and it won't matter, right? It won't matter what others think. This soul retrieval will be for you. This calling back of your power will be for you, okay? So that is all the messages that I have for you, pile number one. I am so grateful that you allowed me to read your energy and allowed me to tap into your spirit guides and ancestors. Make sure, if you feel called to do so, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the video. And I will see you next time in my next one. Bye. All right. Pile number two. So we have the Knot of Isis. So it says energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Okay, so for me, this always makes me think about our protection. Maybe this knot, the Knot of Isis, has been showing up in your dreams. Maybe Isis is letting you know that she's looking out for you, that she's protecting you. So we are going to tap into the energies around us. So that would be your spiritual guides, that would be your angels, and any ancestors that want to come through that are protected in this space. We will tap into those energies as well and get you some channel messages before we get to the oracle cards. Now, I do want to say, make sure that you take 3 mindful deep breaths. It just helps you get in sync with the reading. So you want to inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 3, and exhale for 5 to 6 seconds. It really will just help you, your whole mind and body come down so that you can be more in sync with the reading, okay? Now, please bear with me. You may hear me humming. You may also hear me shuffling cards. Sometimes those are ways that I just get, I can concentrate and tap into the energies that are around me. So just bear with me, okay? If you hear some extended pauses, there's nothing wrong with your video. I am literally just tapping into the channel messages around me, okay? So just bear with me, okay? Let's get started. Any messages for pile number 2? Okay, so for pile number 2, there's a lot of messages that's been coming to you, and I literally just saw, I think it's called the Kemper deck that I have, Kipper. I just saw the messages card in my mind's eye, so you may have been receiving messages in regards to what's going to happen during this lunar eclipse. This could even have come in an email, and it's not going to say something like, hey, during the lunar eclipse, you're going to experience this. But maybe there is something that's due, something that you need to take care of, that is going to rise to the surface during a lunar eclipse. So just be cautious with that. It may have something to do with taxes, because I know around this time a lot of people are doing taxes, and I just saw that, like IRS. So maybe it has something to do with taxes, maybe with your business. Make sure your LLC, if you have one, is intact. Make sure that you are saving all of your receipts, so that if there's anything that you need to claim on your taxes, you can do that, okay? For some of you in here, there is a new horizon that's happening for you. I literally heard it like that, not a new beginning. Seems like it's a new horizon, so it's going to be bright. And what do we know about the sun? A lot of times it's very bright, but it is also very hot. So you may be in a situation where you are wondering whether or not this is the right path for you, because this particular path is not going to be the easiest. It is not going to be something that you can say, oh, I can do this anytime. It feels very hot. That's the best way I can describe it. It feels like the heat of the sun. And it feels like it's not, working out in the heat of the sun is not the easiest thing to do, but it is worth it, right? Working out in the heat of the sun gives you vitamin D. It allows you to breathe in fresh air, especially depending on where you're working. So I would say for some of you, there is some uncomfortable pieces during this new horizon that you're going on. The Spirit is saying that you are being protected in this, the knot of Isis, right? And I understand now why the knot of Isis is out for you, is because the Spirit is trying to let you know, your ancestors and your spirit guides are letting you know that you are fully protected in this new horizon, in this new endeavor that you are taking on, okay? This has been coming out a lot for me. In a lot of the videos that I've done where there is new horizons and new beginnings that's happening, right? And we're also technically in the beginning of the spiritual new year, because this is Aries season. So for those of you who are Aries, congratulations. If this is your birthday month, so happy birthday. But I do want to say that this new horizon is not going to be the easiest thing for you. Like, there are going to be some uncomfortable spots, and I won't lie to you about that. But Spirit is saying with the knot of Isis, you are protected, right? You are safe during this transition, during this new horizon, okay? Let's see if we can get you any other messages, okay? You may also, this card just came out while I was shuffling. I wasn't actually pulling cards, but I wanted to share it. It says, lost land, soul memories, and gift. You've done this before. So for some of you in here, this is not your first rodeo, okay? So this particular, expansion that you're going through, you've done this before, right? And it may have been with a different situation, but expansion is not new to you. Maybe something about this particular expansion just feels uncomfortable. Like I said, I feel like I feel the burning heat of the sun, so it's going to be very particular to that particular situation, okay? Let's see if we can get you any other messages. Okay, for some of you, you need to call up on your ancestors. If you have not built an altar, please do so, because your ancestors are waiting. They are almost on a sideline, so to speak, and they want to be there to help you, but they can't do anything if you don't reach out to them. You can start with something as simple as a white cloth, and make sure you have all of the elements. So like for me, I use incense as my wind element. You can use a candle as your fire element. I always have a glass of water, and that is my water element. And then for earth, I use something like salt. I will even use like rose petals. Another thing that you can use for earth is like a feather. So sometimes I find feathers around my house, bird feathers. So you can use that as air as well. And just have a conversation with them. Sit down with them as if you're sitting down talking to your friend. Be honest. Make sure you're being careful about who you call out to. I know for me, I don't have a lot of connection with my ancestors, so I always say specifically to those who have my best interest at heart, who wish me well, and who want to see me succeed. That is my prayer. It doesn't have to be your prayer, but it's how I pinpoint the ancestors that are around me who actually have my best interest at heart. So make sure you reach out to your ancestors, because they are trying to reach out to you, okay? You may also have been dreaming about a specific deity, okay? And I just got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had, okay? So for some of you in here, you have been reached out to by a deity. It could have been in your dreams. It could have been in signs that you've seen. Pay attention to that. Because they don't always just reach out to people, right? Deities don't just reach out willy-nilly. They have something for you. So be open to that, okay? All right. So channel message, Spirit. Okay. That's all the messages, the channeled message, should I say, that I have for pile number 2. Let me get a drink of water. Give me 1 second. Okay. So pile number 2, let's get you some oracle cards, okay? Because we want to see if we can get any more messages about anything that could be happening for you during the lunar eclipse that you need to know about. Okay, door to romance. Some of you may be finding romance in your life. This doesn't necessarily have to be with another person. For some of you, that's exactly what this is. But for some of you, You're learning to truly love yourself in this space and in this time, okay? Let's see. Let me get a couple more cards, please, Spirit. Oh, okay. We have woman holding a coin. So for some of you in here, male or female, there may be a feminine energy coming into your space that's going to help you tap into how to make more money and how to get you into a space where you feel more stable. There's more stability. Spirit is saying, if this message comes to you, be discerning. I literally just saw, like, in my mind's eye, the contract card. So for some of you, that may be a message that you need to hear. So your third card was second chakra archangel Ariel, sorry. Oh, maybe for some of you, Gabriel is reaching out to you. And then your bottom deck energy was fourth chakra archangel Raphael. Okay, so let's talk about it, pile number 2. Okay, so your first card was door to romance. Now, for me personally, this feels like you're opening the door to romance, but this is specifically going to be about you loving yourself. Now, for some of you, this is about you falling in love. This is about you meeting that once-in-a-lifetime partner that you never thought you would meet. You never thought that this particular thing would happen for you. But for others of you in this pile, you are meeting the love of your life, who is yourself. And I personally, I think that this is beautiful. You may even see 333 or 33. It may be a sign of things around you that can help you really truly learn and fall in love with yourself. So I'm proud of you for that, because I think me personally, I think it's harder to love yourself, which, you know, especially if you have self-confidence issues, it can be harder to fall in love with who you are as an individual. And I do want to say that I was shuffling and sudden wealth came out because I was getting ready to pick up this card with the woman holding the coin. So for some of you, you may be getting ready to come into sudden wealth. This could be an inheritance. This could be the lottery. This could be some random person giving you a lot of money. Maybe you have been putting a lot of content out there and, you know, you're going to find a sponsor, or you're going to find a brand that's willing to support what you have to offer. Maybe you've written a book and now your book is going to go viral and you're going to make all this money. Whatever the case may be, it really feels like sudden wealth is happening for you. Now, for those of you that this does not apply to, maybe for some reason the way she is holding this coin makes me think that you worked hard to have this coin in a specific way. Like, even the way she's holding it is very specific, it's very intentional. So maybe you've been making any type of intention. So like, maybe you've been doing spells, maybe you've been praying, maybe you've been asking for something specifically, and during this lunar eclipse you're going to get this, but you are going to be protected doing it. So for some of you, you're afraid to come into this money because you're worried about if you're going to be protected, if you're going to be able to keep this money. And Spirit is saying, do not worry about that, right? This is yours. No one can take anything away from you that belongs to you. Okay, your third card was second chakra archangel Ariel. So for some of you in this pile, archangel Ariel may be reaching out to you. Maybe you've been working with archangel Ariel. Maybe you've even been trying to wonder, like, not trying to wonder, but maybe you've been wondering if archangel Ariel is reaching out to you. They are. Okay, and I would also say, I just saw 3333. I would also say that maybe a lot of you need to tap into your great creativity, and that's how you're going to get to this woman holding a coin. But I would definitely say that be open to the things that are coming to you. Maybe you've been getting some really, really great ideas and you're wondering, like, I'm sure somebody else has done this. It's going to feel like I'm a copycat. You're not. You are the one original of yourself, right? And what I mean by that is, whatever spirit is given to you is because you're meant to create this, right? You're meant to be in this space. If you were not meant to do this, if you were not meant to create this, Spirit would not give it to you, okay? Now, your bottom deck energy was fourth chakra archangel Raphael, and this is all about the heart chakra. And I would say, for those of you where door to romance, for you, it means that someone specific is coming into your life. Maybe you're falling in love. Spirit is saying, we really need you to open your heart, because this person may not look or sound or be exactly what you thought your partner would be, but they want you to be open to receiving love and not specifically the person. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a type, right? Let's say you have a specific type and you've been dating this type and it has not worked so far. Spirit is saying maybe this next person that's coming into you may not necessarily be your type, physically wise, or racially wise, or whatever the case may be, but they are the best thing for you. They are this person is somebody that's really going to open your heart to true love. So Spirit is saying be open to what your heart feels and not necessarily what your eyes see. Okay, so let's get you a couple more cards from the Kipper deck, and then I'll let you go. Let's see, Spirit, can we get some follow-up messages from Paul? Number 2. Now this card came out main female, but so many other cards came out with it, so I am going to keep shuffling. If it comes out again, it's meant to be. If it doesn't, then it's not. Okay, so let's keep shuffling. Okay, what is the song by Beyonce, Big Energy? I just heard that. So for some of you, you are stepping into main character energy. Some of you may also be stepping into your quote-unquote villain era, where you are not taking anybody's shit any longer, right? You're really being honest with yourself about what it is that you actually want, what it is that you actually deserve, and you're not letting anybody tell you you should or shouldn't have that, okay? And as someone who has a problem specifically with speaking up for herself, I am proud of you. And I think I said this before. Wow. I think I said this in this deck. The message card came out. If I'm not mistaken, when I was channeling, during the channel messages, I saw the message card in my mind. It could have been pile number 1, but I really feel like it was pile number 2. But let's see what other messages you might get. Spirit, can we get one more card for pile number 2, please? Thank you, Spirit. Bad health. This card came out in pile number 1. So for some of you may have been coming from pile number 1. And then your bottom deck energy is family room. Okay, so let's talk about it. So for some of you, let's talk about the first card that came out in messages. So there may be oh wow, okay, I want to point this out. So for some reason, this looks like a heart to me, which really brought out this card right here. Okay, so I just want to say that some of you may be getting an offering of love. Maybe somebody who has been in love with you for quite some time is finally going to express how they really feel about you. And it's crazy because on my clock I see 3737. So for some of you, this is very specific. This is just confirmation that someone is going to offer you a message of love. They are going to confess how they feel about you. And for some of you, this is going to come in the form of a letter, which I think is the cutest thing. But for some of you, this is going to be verbal communication about how they feel of you. For those of you that this does not resonate with, this message about stepping into self-love, there's something that's going to be said, whether it be on a tarot card picker reading, whether it's somebody in your family is going to talk to you, something about something they're going to say to you is going to be a message that's going to open your eyes onto this new horizon. It could also be specifically about you could be getting messages and downloads specifically about how you need to move in order to harness this lunar eclipse energy. Okay, now bad health, this does not feel physical to me. For some of you, it could be. This does not feel physical to me though at all. I feel like for some of you, you've been in a space of not really tapping into your creativity, the energy around creativity, and you felt stagnant, and this is going to be turned around for you. This is going to be something that's going to open for you. And I just heard sexual energy, so maybe for a lot of you, trigger warning, maybe you have dealt with a lot of sexual issues and you really haven't been in a space where you've been more open to the being more sexual with other people, and maybe that's what's holding you back from being in love or finding this match. But that is going to all be healed for you. Okay, and for some of you, you've been doing shadow work around this. This is very specific, so you may be doing some shadow work around this, and it may for some of you is coming to fruition. Now your bottom deck energy is family room. So for some of you in here, this has to do with your family. Specifically, your family could be going through a particular crisis. So someone in your family could be going through a health crisis, and you're wondering whether or not they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay, but I would have to say it's probably not in the way that you're thinking. So just be open. Make sure that you are being honest with yourself about how you feel. Be honest with yourself about your expectations of this situation, and then also know that sometimes your expectations is not necessarily spirit's expectations. Okay, now I did not do this for pile number 1, but I do want to do it for pile number 2. I'm going to pull you a couple of romance cards, so let's see what we get. Okay, that was quick. Thank you, Spirit. We have closure. Not all connections are meant to be except the closure. So for some of you in here, you are going through a breakup, or maybe you already went through a breakup and you've been thinking to yourself, well, you know, is this really going to be for me? Am I actually going to fall in love? And Spirit is saying that you have to close the previous chapter in order to step into the new chapter. And look what's coming for you in the new chapter. Wedding. Taking your relationship to the next level, one step at a time. So for some of you in here, this person that's coming into your life, they really are going to want to marry you. There's going to be a slight bit of a concession. I just want to say that. But they are going to love you. They're not just going to love the facade that you put up, or quote unquote your representative. They're going to love you, every inch of you, every part of you. They're going to love who you are. And they are not going to ask you to change who you are to fit with them. They're not going to ask you to be somebody different, because they love you exactly as you are. Okay, so pile number 2, that is all the messages that I have for you. I really want to thank you for allowing me to tap into your energy and tap into the ancestors that are around you, so I can give you clear and concise messages. And I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.